This is the third video on Dr. Prafulla Datta Goswami's Magh Bihu or Magar Domahi. One very interesting thing I forgot to tell you in the earlier videos, and that is Magh Bihu or Magar Domahi is the title of this essay, and the subject is English. The question may be, why this thing in English? Perhaps it is because there are people among you who have English and then also alternative English. You do not have Assamese, and then in spite of being in this state, you have very poor knowledge of the Assamese culture and festivals. So by including this lesson in English, you are made to understand, to realize the cultural aspect of the life of people in this state. This is one thing. More interesting point is that in this lesson, the name itself, you see, there are 5 words. Out of these 5 words, only the middle word, that also has only 2 letters, or, other than this or, all other words are non-English. There is no other English word except this middle one, or, Magh Bihu, then Magar Domahi. Only the middle word or is in English. It is something really interesting. So in the last video, in second video, we have found that what are the things they do, what are the food items people use on the first day of Bihu, and then what do they do the next day, and the prayers they make while burning the Belagar or Meji. We have also learned how Kacharis celebrate Bihu, and we have seen that in certain respects it is the same activities, but there is a thin line of difference between the Kacharis and the Assamese people celebrating Bihu. Coming to this video, we will conclude the lesson in this video. Let us see the next paragraph. One interesting feature of this Bihu is the holding of sports. Holding of sports, it means conducting some sports activities. That is also a very interesting feature of this Magh Bihu. Like, what are the sports activities? Wrestling, racing, jumping, buffalo fighting, egg fighting. So egg fighting, buffaloes are made to fight. People fight with eggs, using egg. Jumping, racing and wrestling, these are interesting parts of this festival. In earlier times, more martial games like sword play and javelin throwing were customary. Sword play and javelin is a kind of weapon. So earlier swords and javelin were used, and there were martial games, military practices. They were also done during this festival. That was done earlier. From weeks ahead, young people used to make camps on dry river banks and exercise themselves in the arts which were found necessary to defend the land from aggressors. In earlier times, when those martial games were practiced during this Bihu, young people used to start practicing, start rehearsing from weeks ahead. What kind of rehearsals they make and where did they do it? They made rehearsals on the dry bank of river. They exercise this art. This art means the art of throwing javelin, the art of playing with sword. These practices they used to make weeks before the Bihu. They started making rehearsals and making practices, and these arts were necessary because they were necessary to defend the land from their aggressors. This was what was done in earlier times. Some pictures are given here. Baking pita in bamboo tubes. You have seen in the first picture. The second picture shows preparing for Bihu, and in the next there is the feasting with people sitting together and eating. Then the author is telling, so far he has discussed a lot on Magh Bihu. Now the author is saying, I have ignored another Bihu, Kati Bihu, held in autumn as a festival of little significance. Kati Bihu is not given that much importance, and the author says he has also ignored this Kati Bihu, which is celebrated in the autumn season. It has no public significance like Magh Bihu, which is celebrated in a communal way. All the people of the community, they together come and they join hands and they together burn Belagar or Meji. They take the communal feast or familial feast, and this is not done in Kati Bihu. It has no public significance. In the family yard, a light is put. That is what is done. In the family yard, in the open space in front of a house, a light is put at the foot of the tulasi plant, and women and children sing in this manner. What is done during Kati Bihu is that in the open space in front of a house, light is put at the foot of the tulsi plant. You know tulsi plant? And then women and children, they sing in this manner. See the song that women and children sing during this Kati Bihu after lighting a lamp on the foot of the tulsi plant. The song is, Tulasi, O Mother Tulasi, you are Govinda's favorite. Which way has Krishna gone? Mother, tell us quickly. This is what they say in their language. The plant is considered symbolic of Vrinda, one of the devotees of Krishna. Vrinda, one of the devotees of Krishna, is associated with this plant. People consider this plant to be symbolic of Vrinda. Another aspect of Kati Bihu is that the plowman does certain things for the protection of his crop. This festival is mostly limited to the farmers. What do the plowmen do? Plowmen means farmers. What do? They do some things for the protection of their crops. What is this? He plants a small bamboo in the field and lights an earthen lamp at its foot. The farmer, he plants a small bamboo in the field and then he lights an earthen lamp at its foot. Earthen lamp, a lamp made of clay, and he lights it at the foot of this bamboo plant. He may also whirl a piece of bamboo. Whirl means to make it like this, to coil. He may also whirl a piece of bamboo and chant certain mantras. A piece of bamboo he will take in his hand and he will just whirl it. While whirling it, he will chant some mantras to protect the maturing paddy from pests. We all know that sometimes it happens that plants, paddy or anything else, are infected with this pests. Pests come and they attack. Nowadays we have pesticides. It is easy to use pesticides and the pest will die. In earlier times, what people used to do is that for this protection of their paddy or their crops from the attack of the pests, they did not have any pesticides and they had to take help from God only. They had to make prayer to God to protect their plants and their crops from pests. Some persons light the akashbanti or the sky lamp hanging from a tall bamboo. From a tall bamboo, some people would light a akashbanti. The kacharis put lamps at the foot of the siju cactus. As soon as people during the Kati Bihu, they light the lamp on the foot of a bamboo tree. What about the kacharis? They put lamps at the foot of the siju cactus, and siju cactus is the symbol of their chief god Batha. In the garden, at the granary, and in the field, everywhere, in the garden, in the granary, and in the field. Kati Bihu cannot be called a festival as such. Why not? Because in Kati Bihu it is more about prayers and it is limited to the farmer community, and it is not a public engagement is not there. People do not come together and there is no festivity, there is no cheering, there is no enjoyment. So in this lesson the author has focused on Magh Bihu, and in describing Magh Bihu in details about what are the activities people do, what are the things that young people do, what are the activities that elderly people do, what are the activities that women do, what children do, all these things are described, and the food items that are prepared, and we have got different names, Meji, Belagor, then Uruka, etc. And then the kind of prayers they make, kind of food items they prepare, and the way they celebrate. The details of Magh Bihu is described. Along with the details of Magh Bihu, the author has made some reference to two other Bihus, Bohag Bihu and Kati Bihu. I am sure after listening to this, after watching this video and after studying this lesson, you will get a very clear picture of how Bihu is celebrated, and this will inspire you, this will increase in your mind the love to know more about this kind of festivals and about any other festival that other people in different parts of the world celebrate. And this will help you in knowing others better, in knowing yourself better, in knowing the world better, and to live life in a happy and joyous way, in good relation with others, and it will help all of us to maintain fraternity throughout the whole world. Wishing these things, let us conclude the video now here, and wish to meet you soon with a new video, with a new topic. Thank you very much.